All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Ben's Brick Designs. I'm Ben. Happy Sunday. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate you coming by on this early Sunday morning. What's up, Johnny? What's up, Never Too Old? Good to see you guys. So yeah, things are going swimmingly here, Lego-wise. Happy March 2nd. We had some new releases yesterday, and I think I didn't plan this well. I should have bought the Horizon sets March 1st so I could do that today. But I foresee getting those this week, and so we'll probably do that Thursday. But today we're going to do some flower building, some plant building, some mini botanicals. These are the mini botanicals. They go with the other two small botanicals, the plum something, and there was another one, and I can't remember what they are now. So if you can hear it in my voice, I'm a bit congested. I've had a cough since Friday, and so I may be muting myself a lot while I hack. It's just an ongoing thing with me, but let's get into the building. We got our instructions up. But yeah, the Aloy Varl Sawtooth Shell Walker set is out. We'll start with the bamboo, and so that'll probably be a day one purchase for me, except day one was yesterday, so I will go get it this week, maybe today. I've got a little time between the stream being done and stuff we're doing this afternoon, and I may run down and grab it. Chrysanthemum, that's right. Oh yeah, and the Optimus Prime and Bumblebee Brickheads. Don't care. I don't care personally about the race figure, but that's cool. That's also out. I think a lot of F1 stuff has come out already too. I don't know if we saw this post in Discord or on Blue Sky, but I figured out the rounded Lowell sphere. So the design for 2001 Discovery has been done. So we'll get started on this. You have 10 Transformers Lego sets now. So officially there were only 4, right? So do you have them from like Creo or something? Hey, look! Fully paper bags. That's really rad. I'm super happy about that. Because these I can recycle in my own recycling. I don't have to take the individual bags downtown to the recycling center. That's super cool. This is the first set that I've got that's been fully paper. Everything else up until now has been like one thing they'll put in a paper bag, like a canopy or something like that. So this is really cool. This is the first time I've seen the full paper bags. That's really neat. And they've got a little perforated that doesn't work really well. Tore right past all that perforation. That's pretty funny. And even the little bags inside are paper. I'm very pleased with this. Yeah, this is literally the first one that I've seen that, and they've had this for years. Okay, so here's something that you got to be careful with. I've got to get used to how the pieces fit in here and how to tear the bags open. And since you can't see in here, you got to make extra sure there's no parts. So flatten them out before you get rid of them. And even then, look at them in the light. Because I feel like you could lose a lot of parts that way. All right. So how's everyone doing? Oh, they're off-brand. Okay, and 5 Rebrickable Optimus Prime builds. Wow. Yo, dog. I hear you like Optimus Prime. Build it your way. Oh, that just means you can build it digitally or with the instructions. So let's see. Bamboo, art motif, traditional, blah, blah, blah. The bamboo, summer, chrysanthemum, autumn, plum, winter, and orchid, spring. Well, there you go. The 4 seasons of small flowers. And it's got the stones in it, much like the stones in actual bamboo. So this is cool. I'm excited. So yeah, let me turn the camera up a little bit. Oh, you're a Transformers collector? My Beth's ex was in the Transformers collecting group here in Austin, and that was some wild times, man. He took us to a collector's thing over at Miller, which is an area of town that got like a movie theater and a bunch of restaurants and stuff. And it was like some dude's apartment that he had turned into. He basically rented an apartment or a townhouse to set up a Transformers like market. It was nuts. And just like everything from like vintage G1 to like, I don't even know what the most recent, and this was 10 some years ago too. So, but you know, like the big, super expensive, and this is pre the ones that like are voice activated and transform on their own. So there was a lot going on. And I'm a Transformers fan just like the rest, but not to that level. Never really got to the collector level. I had my brother and I, because Sunstreak and Sideswipe were brothers, we would get each other Sunstreak and he would get me Sunstreak stuff and I would get him Sideswipe stuff. Ever since we were kids. So every time there's a new version of it, we'd try to get the other one. That haven't done that in a while, but stayed up super late last night watching Austin FC lose. We're kind of excited because one of their big international signings finally played yesterday. Nice pieces, nice brown round pieces, and had 0 impact in the game. So they looked okay. They looked better than they did last season, but still kind of played with the what I call the horseshoe of sadness, where they just kind of the defensive backs just kind of pass it to each other and then occasionally pass it back to the goalie and then pass it back to each other, and they're just waiting. But the problem is they're waiting for an opening to get it around the sides or go up the middle, but nobody's moving. They're all just standing there. So it's like, it's a lot of time passing back and forth. So they have a high possession time, and a lot of passes, but it's always between like 3 guys. And so I am surprising him with, I got him the record player, I think it was a GWP, or it wasn't a GWP. I think it was just a set, the record player. Hopefully he's not watching this stream. And I know he doesn't. Our birthdays are in June, so I got that for him a couple months ago. Or a month ago. So that's going to be his birthday present. Because at one point when that set first came out, he's like, hey man, if you run into any of these sets, let me know. And I think it was, I can't remember if that specifically was, it wasn't a gift with purchase. Maybe it was. Or a, you can get it with points off the insider group thing. So But it was hard to get at first, so that's why he's like, if you find any of these, let me know. And I'm like, okay. So I was at a Bricks and Minifigs and they had one. I'm like, I'll just get it. That's your birthday present. Had to text his wife and be like, don't let him buy this in the next 6 months. But we're old now, so it's like sometimes those things like birthday presents, a card most of the time. Every once in a while you'll remember and be like, yeah, I'll get him a present. Send him something. I'm gonna get 4 of these. Still working on the lighthouse. I'm running into problems with the way I've set it up. The sides of the tower are done in plates, and I should do a stream where I'm building on that, I think soon, maybe next Sunday. They're plates being held up by snot bricks, but they're long sections of plates and they stack on each other and kind of drift inward, so they're like this. So it has like a tapering effect, and it's like an octagon shape, right? So it's got like a tapering effect as it goes up. The problem is you can really only they only attach at the base, and you can only get into it if the structure that's holding the light and the gears and the top of the tower isn't in the way. So I have to figure out a way to like attach them, and that's the struggle right now, is trying to figure out, once I get all the stones put on each of those pieces and get them lined up properly, I've figured out a nice way to kind of set stuff in there so I could like build the whole thing and kind of set them in there instead of attaching them like by plate. And I'm hoping that works, but my brain is like trying to figure out the math behind it. Since I haven't been feeling good, which started Friday and is probably going to be over by tomorrow, which is exactly what you want for a weekend, is to get sick Friday in the middle of the day and then be completely okay Sunday night. That's just perfect timing, if you ask me. But I was having a hard time sleeping because every time I'd have to sleep sitting up, because every time I lay down, all the gunk in my lungs would come up and I'd start coughing. So I'd take Benadryl or I'd take all this medicine, still would, I couldn't get any sleep. Got some last night finally. But I would give my brain a task. I'm like, all right, this usually helps try to figure out problems that you've been having with a build. I'll just sit there and go, all right, trying to sleep. Go ahead and start thinking about what you want to do with this, and then maybe it'll come to you while you're sleeping. But also it gives your brain something to do, and I tend to pass out when my brain's got something to work on that's not like life-threatening. I'm not stressing about a bill or an issue with family or something with work. It's just like, this is a non-critical thing. That's just me worrying about it, right? Figure out a problem that you've been so that's how I got this. Was I was trying to give my brain something to do, and I was like, and I woke up and was like, oh, I could just do that. Ran in here, did it. I was like, nice. So I'm hoping I will have similar enlightenment with the panels that make up the lighthouse. We'll see how that goes. So I got some nice gold pieces here on the sides. The gold ink, the gold metal ink, whatever they're called. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I've been working on this one, and so I keep working on the house and I keep working on the rest of it. And I've got some parts on order for the windmill, to make the panels of the windmill. I got a neat idea for that, and I'm hoping it works. So I'm still working on everything else, and so far everything is still mobile. Like, I can kind of take it apart so it can travel okay. So that works pretty well. The problem is, once I get it to Sugarland for the convention, it's still gonna be a lot of fiddly setting up kind of time spent. So I just can't get past that. Because if not, then it falls apart. Oh, look at these pieces. So these are new. They're like the regular slopes, but they're only that hook isn't as tall. It's not 4 high, it's 3 high. That's really cool. In dark tan. Ooh, nice piece. This will help some microfiber stuff a lot because I've always wanted to do some slopes at that size. And now you can. That's pretty nice. New piece. New piece alert. I need to look at new elemental more often. I used to look at it all the time. And I thought I had a Zapier feed pumped into my Discord every time there was a new post, because they would do posts saying this set has got these new pieces in it. But I think I ran out of available subscriptions for Zapier. So now that I realize it. So what's everybody else up to? What's your weekend been like? Did anything fun? Was it chill? Was it relaxing? Is the music too loud? Not loud enough? Well, that doesn't work. Oh, I missed a whole step in here. Where did I miss that step? Oh, ner. He was like, why are those not fitting? Okay, cool. Thank you for letting me know about that. Sorting and building. That's what we do. I was trying to explain to somebody the other day that I have... Beth is like, you absolutely have adult ADD. I'm like, cool. Well, so far it hasn't stopped me from existing and being a productive member of society. So I think I'm good. Like, I don't think I need therapy or special medication or anything. She's constantly trying to get me to go into therapy. So I was like, I don't think I need ADD medicine. I think I'm all right. Somebody had, a friend of mine had some Adderall, and they're like, you should take Adderall. I'm like, why not? Do you have some? She's like, yes. It's like, let me try it once and see what it's like. And man, no thank you. Like, it gave me a headache, and I felt like I was grinding my teeth all day. No bueno. So anyway, what I do is I kind of give myself... Are those gold? I give myself 15 minutes to do a task, and then kind of let myself be aware that after a certain time, you may not have the mental agility or the mental bandwidth to continue with that task, and that's okay. And it's okay to then move on to another task. So I've been trying to let myself do that. And it seems to be working out pretty well, especially with hobby stuff and stuff around the house where it's like, all right, I'm going to play a video game for like half hour. And then I'm done. And then I'm going to, knowing that I need to take a break for mental energy, I'm going to go do some chores. And then I'm going to come into the Lego room and I'm going to build Lego for 15, 20 minutes. And then, you know, so I sort of plan for the fact that I don't have an attention span. And that works pretty well. Like I feel like I'm getting a lot of stuff done and I'm not mentally tired by the end of the day. And even with, I'm very sorry guys. Even with work, I know that I've got to this spreadsheet or this update cycle or whatever I happen to be working on is going to take me 3 or 4 hours. It's just going to, right? It's a lot of work. It's a lot of plugging in numbers. It's a lot of referring back to help articles. It's a lot of like hunting down information. So what I'll do is I'll break it up into chunks and be like, all right, I've done that. And thank goodness I work from home, because then I'm like, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to go scoop the litter box. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to go, run a load of laundry, something like that. So I'm breaking up the day so it doesn't become, my brain is just shut off after 4 hours, because I think I would probably go crazy. Hi, Greg. How are you? Weird sound outside. So I posted this on Discord. I think Johnny saw it. There's a aerospace company right near me, like 15 minutes down the road. They say North Austin. It's in an area called Cedar Park. It is called Firefly Aerospace. And here's this is, I think, the lucky coin that you put in the bamboo. I think that's the trick, right? It's called Firefly Aerospace. And this morning, they're a private space company, aerospace company. They landed something on the moon this morning. This private little aerospace company put a lander on the moon. Like I didn't even know that was happening. And I usually am following space stuff pretty regularly. I just woke up this morning. I was getting the stream all ready. Waiting for my coffee to be done. Pulled up YouTube and it was like live from whatever. I was like, what? And one of the anchors or announcers was like, this small aerospace company out of North Austin. And I went, I'm in North Austin. It's my Jason Mantzoukas. I'm in North Austin. I was just watching Invincible with him. He's pretty funny. I can't wait to see the new series of Taskmaster with him. That's going to be unique. But yeah, how super cool is that? Private company was like, yeah, we're going to go to the moon. And they did. They put a little lander up there and they're going to go research stuff while they're up there. I'm like, nice. That's super great, guys. Well on you. And I got, like, it was an older broadcast. It was a CNBC. So it was like right as I turned on it, they're like, and we made it. We landed on the moon. I'm like, nice. And they showed everybody outside celebrating. I'm like, that looks like it's dark. It's light here. Turns out it happened like 2 or 3 hours before I watched it. So extra pieces, not too many. And we have our stand. This is one of the things I like about the little, and some of the newer botanicals where they're like, I think they heard people go, these are nice flowers and everything, but I don't have a vase. Like, we'll set you up. We'll get you a vase. So yeah, that perforation doesn't do too well. But I'm super happy it's paper bag. Flatten it out, make sure it's all right in there. This also means that I can put the paper right into the box and the whole thing gets recycled. Just like that. Super excited about that. They had to edit out the bad landing attempts. Yeah, they couldn't do it live because they had to make sure that all the swearing and all the screw ups. Well, I went back and rewatched it, and I was like, this isn't gonna be like the Japanese lander, is it? That they're like, yeah, we've made it, we've touched down, and the thing goes clunk, falls over on its side. Can you imagine working for an aerospace company and spending all that money and all that time and all the hours spent getting it done, and the thing tips over and lands on its side? That has got to be brutal. Did I get the helmet yet? No, I haven't got the helmet yet. That's not high on my list. I probably will get it, but it's not day one for me, and it'll be around for a while. So, and they're not crazy expensive, so maybe one of those impulse purchase things later on. But I see you got 2, which goes well with the AT-AT. Oh, and you know what? Nobody caught me on this. What is this? This is a Lucky Bamboo and Mini Orchid. I want one of those figures, like just to have one. I might get a rebrickable version of like a something unique, just to have an interesting one, or just figure out the construction of it and do it myself and make a sig fig version. I don't know how I'd do that, but it'd be fun. That also reminds me, I need to, I was going to do something and now I forgot right as I said it. Yeah, it's gone. It'll come back. Something about Rebrickable or those big figs or doing it myself, or I don't know. I'm assuming that covers up the coin. Yeah, that's the only place it can really go. All right, here we go. These are a new color. These half cylinders. So far, I've only seen them in gray. So that's pretty cool. These are good pieces. I like these a lot. And this is just one, right? It's not like a ×4. So yeah, the Horizon sets, the helmet. Trying to think of what other set that is out that I'm probably gonna get, and I can't think of it. 16. Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. I need to start working on our are there different colors of that? They don't seem like they're different colors in the instructions. Our lug challenge build this month is come on, a mech or automaton, because it's steampunk. I need to get building on that. So what I was going to do is go find one of those online, just like a basic, because I don't want to spend a terrible amount of time on it, but I want to have something. Is just go find one of those, like, here, this is kind of a basic frame that you would use, and then just stick a bunch of gold plates and or pearl gold pieces on it, maybe some chains or some gears just kind of hanging out on one side of it, and then maybe a little oh, I was only supposed to do 2. Okay. A little puff of steam coming out of the back of it somehow. So I need to get working on that. Oh, well, I could have kept that together. But yeah, those little mechs that are like, you know, like that big. They're not very big, but there's, you know, that's all I need. I don't need something huge. And there's your bamboo. Big stock of bamboo. Let's see. What other sets came out? This set, obviously, the Horizon set. Let's see what's new. I still want to get this one, the Van Gogh Sunflowers, the T-Rex. Oh, that's gonna be massive. That thing's got to be like $400. Oh, $250. That's actually pretty good for that size and that many pieces. And it's a Jurassic Park IP. Interesting. Don't care about that. Don't care about that. A lot of people got these. Are very excited about getting those. There's your Bumblebee. Oh, look at that car. It's super cute. So I wonder if is it 2 brick heads, or is it just one and you can rebuild it? Because I don't think it changes. Oh. Pair. Yeah, all right. So yeah, you get. I thought it when I originally saw this, I thought it was like one, and then if you want, you could rebuild the other. But apparently, it's 2. That's pretty cool. Is it not yellow? It looked yellow to me. You mean not the butter yellow in the background, like more yellow? I think that's how it's supposed to be, or tan, whatever. Interesting. She wanted to be more vibrant yellow. No, not gonna get that. Lilo and Stitch, don't care. French Cafe looks good. It's a weird, like, non-minifig set that is... There's some great pieces in there. Don't care about that. Don't care about that. This is the one that you got, Johnny. The Octan giant figure. Don't care about that. Probably will get that. Don't care. Don't care. Don't care. Don't care. Ooh. I'd get that. I like birds. There's the Optimus. So yeah, a couple brick heads. No cars. Don't care about another record player with flowers. I like how they're like, people really like the record player and they really like flowers. We should make a record player with flowers on it. Another Easter egg, which I'll probably end up getting. Oh, that looks cute with a little tree. Ooh, look at those white macaronies. That's adorable. And the white elephant trunks. Or white elephant tails. Oh, that's pretty cute. There's a lot of Disney in here, man. Aww. Don't care. Don't care. Some cool stuff in here, man. This Lego company, I don't know. They look like they're going places. Oh, wow. All transparent creator brick box. That's pretty great. Don't care. Don't care. Don't care. Don't care. Don't care. Don't care. Duplo. This, I'm torn on this one. It looks kind of cool, but it's way too expensive for me right now just to get a boat. But it looks really fun to build. And it like I would throw some minifigs on here or something, you know? Silver keychain. Nice. All right, now we're into gear and I don't care. Where did my instructions go? There they go. Yeah, it looks good. I didn't get the endurance. And the endurance was really cool. And I think this would like that next to the endurance, next to the ship in the bottle, next to the globe. Like there's a few things that kind of go together if you have them already. So I keep seeing people, there's people I follow that are like big TikTok users that are like, Lego just sent me this set. And they're not even like fan media. They're just like this one lady who does this thing on, the description says, check out the bathroom. Oh, of the steampunk thing? That's funny. Or the steamboat. This lady who does this TikTok series called Spooky Lake Month. And she's got a book written and, you know, she's very popular. 2, 3. And they sent her a copy of the Endurance because she did a story about, because it discovered the Arctic Circle or something like that. Like there's a big story about it and it being lost or it being, I don't know, I forget the story. Anyway, they're like, yeah, they just sent this to me. And I'm like, man. Check out the bathrooms feels like if they made a Buc-ee's Lego set. Gotta check out the bathroom. That's the nicest part of the Buc-ee's. It's the only reason I go to Buc-ee's. Okay, well that was very satisfying. All those little, these hats, these wheels, whatever. Nice. Yeah, so later this week, if I don't get the Horizon set, we'll do a build stream working on the lighthouse. I want to make sure to get that done. I don't want to sit on it until like right before the convention and then be panicking to get it done. these pieces in green. That's newish. Times 2. And then I haven't seen these in green before. That's pretty cool. These, we get a lot of these in brown because of the there was a cherry blossom branch that was in brown. It had a lot of these. So if you didn't give them in black and gray and white before, you got them in brown by the fistful. Oh, times 3. All right. I'll go back into the other 3. Yeah, it's coming together. I like it. These are always fun sets. They're good size. They're good price. They're nice display pieces. They usually have good part usage, which means parts in different colors. That is unique to the set. Like, I don't know if I've seen these flower pieces in dark tan before. So I'm trying to figure out what to do with the rest of the area of around the house and the lighthouse. It's got rock facing stuff. I'm going to have a path going up. I think I might have like a parking lot where if I have the little mech, it'll be like a parking area for that mech. So it'll have like a toolbox and a little gantry that the dude can get it up and out around, and, you know, like a not like a workshop, but like those hangers that hold mechs where they're like, there's like chains to hold them up, and there's always like catwalks above them to kind of access them, that kind of thing. But on a smaller scale, kind of like a car lot, like an old car lot, but for steampunk mech. And then I didn't get the impression that there was going to be a lot of plant life in this thing, but I kind of want to put like a garden across one area, or so at least some grass or trees or something. There's just a lot of that gray to fill in that I want to make sure it gets filled in so it doesn't look as boring. I mean, it's a lot of work just to get the motorized stuff running properly and the build going properly. I don't want to short myself in saying that it looks boring or it is boring. All right, times 9. Sorry. Assembly line. So I know we shouldn't really talk about it, but I wanted to mention that we got our lug bulk order in. And this was probably the least amount I've spent on lug bulk in years. Like, before this year, I would max out my whatever max price that we could get to per person. And this time I'm like, I don't even really need most of this. Like, I don't know. But what I did get was 4,000 green cheese wedges and 1,000 gray cheese wedges. I probably should have got 2,000 now that I think about it. But I'm dead set on getting this Q2 stadium going. And if I can start building most of it, hopefully I can show the ownership that I'm serious about doing this. So, all right, yeah, I'll be here till noon. So hopefully we'll see you back. If not, I hope you have a good rest of your day. Let's just get all these leaves on here. Yeah, and lug bulk was due today, so we put it in yesterday morning. Last minute, but that's what our schedule was. We had a schedule for it. X amount of time for everybody to put in their common nominations and then personal picks and then to actually order it. And I kind of want to change it up next year to be like, once you're done, check this box. And if everybody gets done early, we advance the schedule. So we're not just, okay, we'll go till Friday at midnight. It's like, right, but if everybody's done by Tuesday, then let's advance it. We don't need to wait that long, because the longer we wait, the longer it takes for our order. If ordering the second to last day is going to take, we're not going to get our order till August, if that. We've had shipments before in October, so I'd really like it if we could be like, yeah, we're all done, let's just move on. So it's March, which means in like 2 days or 3 days, it'll be my 6-year anniversary of streaming. And so much to show for it. Been doing this a while. But it's been fun. It keeps me creating. Keeps me busy, gives me a chance to like show off some sets every once in a while. Met a few people, most of whom seem okay. You guys seem all right. All right. Camera seems to have drifted a little bit. Now we got to make the stones. So this is an extra piece. Got a whole extra piece. At least I think I did. Yeah, that's extra. Nice. And these are extra. And now I just make stones and fill those up. And we're done. About 50 minutes to make the bamboo set if you're chatty. And spend a couple minutes looking at new sets on Lego site. It looks like we got 2 in each section. It's gonna be one of those where now you can't pick it up because it's got stuff in it. And there you go. There's your cool bamboo set. With the rocks in it. And the base. The leaves up top. Getting these leaves in that dark green is pretty nice. So yeah, there you go. We'll set this guy over here. All right, next is the mini Orchid. So yeah, the Orchid is actually a set that was out a couple years ago. Was a good set. Like I might go grab it and compare it to this when we're done just to see what the size is and the similarities. I'll probably just put this one right next to it. And then put this one in the bathroom with the other ones. I have display areas. Uh-oh. Oh. Well, that makes me sad. Not paper. Oh well. But let's get into it. So which is weird because I got them at the store, so it would have been the same shipment. So don't know that I got them from different locations or anything. Kind of get this out of the way because it's in the way. Build it your way. Peach Phalaenopsis orchid. Noble by nature. All right. Better than naughty by nature. It's always fun getting these giant curved slope pieces. I mean, it's a family show. Is it though? Is it a family show? I don't think so. Real part usage. Beth has to give herself shots for stuff. And so I was like, you could use one of these and put it on your skin. And then use the middle hole as like a stabilizer for putting the shot in. She's like, oh, that's a good idea. We'll see if it actually works. I was dubious, but I saw a person on Blue Sky doing it. So it starts off the same way, building the legs and the stand. As most other ones, it's the internal parts that get a little different depending on how each flower gets held up from within the pot. You saw the bamboo, how it had a little sideways bit on a bracket with Technic pieces in it to hold everything up. So we'll see how this one does it. This is a way that I've seen them do before. And it's so weirdly convoluted. Like, it's just a way to flip the studs. So you got these two tiles with the studs on the ends. And you got this with a tile and brackets. And then those little round tiles with the pips on them. You put them on there like that. And in 3 plates, you flipped the studs and anti-studs, so now you can put something in there. It just seems like such a weird way to do that. It's cool, but I don't know. It seems like a lot of, it seems part intensive just to be able to do that. I don't know how it would be done better, but you know, does that make sense? Put the hair pieces. These are basically hair pieces. Or maybe they're not hair pieces. That wouldn't fit a minifig head. These are definitely ornamental chair legs or table legs, stuff like that. Because I thought maybe they'd be like old school ponytails or something, but they wouldn't fit a minifig head at all. And these pieces that are making me slightly uncomfortable. But there's the need for them to be upside down. So you put these pieces in here like that. And that's basically your vase. Interesting way to hold that together. And again, all to flip the, I think because they wanted to use these pieces, but they didn't have them in like inverted, so they had to figure out a way to invert it, then turn it back to regular. And now they're working very hard to make it all turn right back up again. So just changing direction all over the place. And this would drive me crazy with that math not working. See the little lip on the top there? Yeah, that would bug me. Like, I need it to be flush, and it won't be flush. Don't worry about it. Okay, well, I see no one is on right now, so I'm just gonna sit in silence. Unless Cliff's on in the background and just lurking. This does some techniques that, like the cars. There was a series of cars, not like Speed Champions or F1, but just like the Aston Martin, the Charger, the Porsche, the classic truck. That series, it's like they were experts. It was like expert series, but it was, you know, just cars. And they had some wonderful, wonderful techniques on it to get the shape they needed, to get the look they needed. And I was always very impressed with that and very excited to see some of those techniques. So a lot of this is just to get a certain shape. You have to flip it to be able to use a certain piece. You have to flip it back to be able to use another piece. This isn't the most stable. Like, it's only being held by 4 bricks down there, or 4 studs down there. You can easily take that off. But it's stable enough for the size, right? A couple extra pieces, not anything too crazy. If we get through this and there's still time left, I'll go back to, or, do I have anything else I can build that's small? Nope. Nope. Oh, I've got this little ankylosaurus dinosaur I could probably knock out. Got green eggs. I haven't seen a green egg before. That's pretty cool. Or maybe just be done. Don't have to all be 2 hours. I'll go back over to the other side of the table and continue to build on my lighthouse. All right, well, right off the bat, these pieces are new. They're just basic shields, like old-time castle shields, but they're this weird flesh pink color. It's a light nougat. A shield in light nougat. That's crazy. We also got these teeth, or barb, or fang, or whatever they're called, claw in light nougat. I think that's it. The 2 eggs. These rings, I think, are in gold already. I think I've seen these big slopes too, so nothing major other than these shields. Oh, and these these like nice quarter round curved slopes. Those are very nice. Like the big white ones, but in a darker color. That's a nice piece. Hopefully that means we'll get more of these, because these are very useful. These are also relatively new pieces. They're so small. They're like little buds. And I know they come in this and yellow. I don't know any other colors. Oh, and these rounded snot bricks in green. That's pretty cool. And flowers in these 3-petaled things in dark orange. So quite a new slate of colors, at least, for some of these. Oh, and this is a newish piece too. These clips with the studs on them. Hard to get that close to the camera. It's a clip with a round stud on the top. Which is the answer to a question I've had, which is I wanted those, like an inverted way to have things clip. And I think in our Can't Talk About It lug bulk order, there were some of these. So I'm excited to see that those are available, and see what I can do with those build wise. And I think they're in studio, so it'll be fun to go use them in studio. All right, so this is facing like this. It looks like this wants to be, can't tell where this is going. I guess just like that. Okay. All right, ×2. So we'll get these guys. slopes, these 2x2 slopes in dark green. I don't know that we've had these, but probably. Right. Getting the big leaves out of the way early. It's really hard to see where they want you to put these. I'm guessing right here. Like so. Bamboo's now in the way now. We'll move him over here. So you can see that better. Excuse me. And this exact reason, this is going to be so pretty with these new curved slopes. I wish we had these when we're doing the Mars base. I would have ordered these. And I would have used them in the set because they would have been new parts. But I don't know what colors they got. But look how nice that is. So that's what it is underneath. Then on the top, it's that nice smooth curve. Oh, it's so nice. I would like to be the group that sits around Lego going, you know what? We need a piece that does this. We need this piece. But I think the way it works is you need to, like, it's part of the design process, and somebody will come up with a new part idea and then make it in whatever program they have to make new parts. I'm sure it's an internal proprietary thing, some kind of CAD program. And then they have to justify the new mold to make a new mold, or make a new, or include a new die with the mold. I think they have to say there's no other way, you know, in order to make this set this way, there's no other way to do it. We have to be able to do it this way. That piece. But it'd still be fun to be like, hey, it'd be cool if we could have one of these pieces. Oh, I think a lot of this is being stabilized a little more because this leans out a little bit. It's going to end up leaning out, so they have to make it a little more stable. Yeah, they kind of came out at the same time. How are you, Cole? They came out kind of at the same time, and they kind of go together. How are things with you? How's the housing situation going? 5. A lot of these. These are good pieces. If you can, whoops, you can not drop them. Very useful Technic pieces. Yeah, there's the chrysanthemum and the plum tree, or the plum something or other. And I've got those two, so I think these are going to sit next to those two. I have them sitting in the bathroom, and they look pretty good in there. And so far, Beth hasn't said, I don't want these in here. So I have to respect her wishes when it comes to Lego, because sometimes I get a bit obnoxious with it, and I will just put them everywhere. Make sure that lines up. It does. In there. This is epic, whatever this is. Also, these guys in dark green is new-ish, I think. I don't think I have any of those. The flowers on this one are annoying to build and position. Good to know. Keep that in mind. Yeah, because the buds are very small. I bet it's going to be really finicky. And the shields, I can already tell. Clips and shields. It's going to be like, yeah, make it work. Oh, also, these, like the barbells in green. I hadn't seen those. I just keep running into new stuff. I might get as much of those little end pieces as I can find. Maybe I'll order off Bricklink for grass. So some open studs, and then blanket an area and just fill that and just have grass for the steampunk thing. That might be a thing. So these flower buds have two options by the look of it. You can put them in a stud, or you can put them on these very small pieces. So this is the budding bit of this one. Some other growth bits along here. Oh my god, why would that sounds like a horrible bar mitzvah. Why did you have to build 6 of them? Was that like the rite of passage that you needed to build 6 of them? You can't be a man until you've built 6 orchids. That sounds very like ancient Chinese torture, or a prophecy of some kind. Only the true power will build 6 orchids. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. I almost ran into that with our wedding too, because I wanted to do a Lego, not Lego themed, but we wanted to have stuff that we both really liked at the wedding or at the reception. Both. It was both in the same area. But there was a lot of do I want to build something for each table? So what I ended up doing is just having bowls full of loose Lego, and then you could just sit at a table and build. And you know, it's like if you build something you like, take it home. Times 5, goodness, 5 gold rings. I'm gonna take a picture of that real quick so I can make a joke later. So yeah, instead of centerpieces, we had big, like crystal plastic, but crystal looking bowls with Lego in them. It looks like they want you to barely put these claws in here. So that was fun. Some people use them to equalize the tables because the tables were wobbly because it was outside. So some people built leg extensions. I'm like, that's amazing, man. Yeah, the early flower sets especially, some of the newer ones, like these aren't too bad, the smaller ones. But some of the early bigger ones were definitely like, now do this 8 times. But it's, you know, it's a 20-step process of making this one thing. But do it 8 times. You're like, oh, ugh. I'm just so happy that we got nougat shields. I think this is really a good piece. That goes lower. That goes higher. That is just a round plate. Cool. Shield. Shield. That's expensive too for like, it might be cheaper to get. I mean, I guess if you only had 6 tables. But aren't bar mitzvahs usually like ragers? Like really big parties? 6 tables feels like a small amount of tables. I have not been to a bar mitzvah. And you had to, and 2 flower bouquets. The flower bouquets are intense, that's for sure. Aha! So here's even more stuff to do this a million times. So 2 times, so we gotta do this 10 times. I don't think I've seen these 1x1 clips in tan before. If I have, I blanked it out because they feel new. See, Sue, how's it going? Thanks for being here. Johnny B has stepped away. Cola's in here talking about building big flower centerpieces for bar mitzvahs. How are you doing today? The good thing about some of these is they're very forgiving. Like if you don't get it exactly, it doesn't punish you. It's like, yeah, just kind of get it into the general vicinity and it'll kind of work itself out. But as a Lego builder, you're like, I'm following the instructions. Tell me exactly where this piece needs to go. I was like, nah, it's just, you know, it's a flower. It's a plant. It's organic. You just kind of make it work. And you're like, nope, I can't do that. You need to tell me exactly what this needs to look like. All right, so then we need 5 of these. And I'm guessing that's an extra. And these are all good. My voice sounds good? Thank you. Oh, because of being sick and coughing and whatever? Yeah, I haven't been able to sleep. The coughing has been keeping me up. I can't lay flat. I can't lay down. Because if I do, all the stuff comes up, and so it wakes me up. So I have to sleep sitting up, which is, I don't know if you've ever done that. You can't. I can kind of, the problem is too, then you get turkey neck, or you like that, and you start on. So it's a problem. 5. And 5 of these. That. I am very congested though. And I don't think it's allergy. Like something hit me Friday night and I don't know what, but like I never got a fever. I never got a sore throat. I was just coughing a lot and I was achy. I was really worried that I was like actively getting sick again because that's how it started like a month ago. And oh no, you're fine. These need to be flat. No, they need to be upright. Oh, that's gonna be a problem. Oh, these are so hard to separate. Wow, can you hear that? Just from turning it, they're so tight. No, it's fine. I have been not feeling well for a long time. Oh, I need to do this ×2. I was wondering why there's all these extra bits over here. So the SNL cold open, I don't watch SNL, but I'll go back and watch clips. Why was it hard to watch? Was it political? Yeah, I get the same thing. I have what I affectionately call garbage lungs, and they don't work. And I cough kind of frequently anyway, and I have a propensity to get bronchial infections and upper respiratory infections. When I do, the cough that I get afterwards lingers for ever. So I'm positive that this is going to be around for a bit, and I'm not happy about it. There's nothing I can do about it either. It's just, that's the way it is. I see what you mean about positioning the flowers. This is a little finicky, but again, clip and bar stuff is pretty forgiving. So as long as you're not super worried about like exactly what it looks like, you can kind of fudge it a little bit. And I think even having stuff overlap would make it look a little more organic. So just got to make sure that the pieces are in there, because I feel like some of these are going to be working themselves out of their clips. Okay. So these are going to go on these little things, I'm guessing. There's that one. Why does that one have a bar in it? That's weird. Were those all supposed to have bars in them? No? All right, fair enough. Cool. Wow, there's a lot of extra pieces off of that. Look at all those extra pieces. That's nuts. All right. Well, there we go. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't even know if I go watch that. Same call. We were sick. I got this last one, and it was about 3 weeks before it finally went away. And that only ended like a week ago. And this just started up again. I'm like, no. All right, so there's the two builds for today. We got let's do it like that. We got the mini orchid, and we've got the happy or lucky bamboo. Lucky because if you look, there's a little coin in there. So that's the lucky part of the bamboo. Now I don't think I can get that back. That rock. So I can get that in there. Yeah, these are fun, like always. They'll look good with the other two. I'm not going to go get the other two. You guys know what they look like. So, yeah, so there's that. Got a half hour left. Would you guys... let's see. That's too many pieces for a half hour. I don't really have anything to do in a half hour. Let's go over and do some studio stuff for a little bit for the last half hour. What do you say? So done with this. So yeah, this afternoon I may run and get this set. This guy is a lot like, they probably did it a lot better than I did, but it's still rather large comparatively. But it'll be interesting to see what these are compared to the mocks that I've got. Plus you get an extra figure, you get Varl. It'd be nice if they did one more set maybe with a couple machines about this size, and you could get like Erend, or I don't necessarily want Tirsa. I feel like they threw her into the game, but if we got Erend and Silence, that'd be cool. Even if it was like maybe a bigger set, like I know everybody wants the Thunderjaw, so maybe Silence and Erend and a Thunderjaw. That'd be kind of. I don't necessarily like these little bits. This is something they've always done. They always threw like a little bit of grass in there and stuff like that. This makes sense. This is the grass she hides in. It's different from the tall neck set. So it's not the same, it's the same through both games. The grass is always the same where she hides. And yet they built it differently. So I'm like, why not just have the same grass? I don't understand that. The campfire is way pathetic. It's so sad. And then her little stash. This is either her stash. In the game, you have a stash. But given that it looks like gold pieces and stuff, it's probably more of a, I can't even think of what they're called now. It's not souvenir. It's, she just finds, stuff. Loots a crate, a box. And I forget what they're called in the game. I'm just blanking. Barrel? Oh, Varl. V-A-R-L. Varl. So there's Varl, Erend, which is E-R-E-N-D. And then Silence, which is S-Y-L-E-N-S. Silence. And honestly, from the first game, she's got so many other characters that would be good. characters to have in there, but they're kind of like minor. Like her girlfriend at the end of Burning Shores, which I forget her name now, Seika. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody did one of those, but anyway. And this all gets into some of this little stuff. It gets into like the advent calendar things that I've been doing that I need to get back into. Let's do that. That's a good thing. I was gonna say let's keep working on the A-Team van, but let's look at that. So here's the, I got the Discovery done. Turned out pretty well. 105 pieces, which I feel like is a lot, but it goes with the, I got the sphere built. These are all gonna have to be gray and not silver, but just had those parts available. I think I have most of the rest of these. I might have to order a few, but like these tiles I don't have, and I couldn't find better tiles for these the pod bay doors, so I don't know what, you know, what to put in there, but I think that works pretty well. And I think taking this section off and putting a little thing in here won't be that difficult, so I think it'll work. Next is trying to get an astronaut in dark red or red like he is in the movie. So that will be not as easy, but we'll see. So yeah. That's it. So oh no, this would have been under Horizon Advent Calendar. What have we got? We got a Banuk figure. I don't think I finished the Banuk figure. I went to the theater and watched that. So here's my campfire. I think it's much better than their campfire because it actually looks like the fire in the game. What's up, Cliff? So what do we have done already? Good morning. I mean, I saw you stimming in there. You had your little arms above your head, rubbing on your forearms. Yeah. Yep. So we've got, what's the next machine we need to do? I think I was working on, did I do a lance horn? No, I did a lance horn. Corruptor? No, the corruptor's there. Did I not do that in the gallery? Save. Yeah, I feel bad that I watched it in the theater, honestly. I went by myself. It was the middle of the day. I actually think I fell asleep at one point. It's more like watching an anime than it is watching a Lord of the Rings story. Because the Lord of the Rings story is like a throwaway bit of lore for Helm Hammerhand or whatever, and it's kind of like they expanded on it to make a whole bit of story with it. And this, like, it feels like the story could have been told in about 5 minutes, but they stretched it out as much as they could so they could show some beautiful scenery and some fighting scenes and stuff like that. So it wasn't terrible, but it was like, oh, I kind of wish I'd waited to see it on streaming. Yeah, I mean, I'd be okay watching it on streaming and be like, yeah, that was pretty fun. But in the theater, I was kind of like, oh, I'm so tired. Well, I did that one. Watcher, I did a Watcher. Trading Dummy, Tall Neck, Shellwalker. Did I not have a Thunderjaw? I thought I was working on a Thunderjaw already. Oh, Banuk figure. I haven't finished that one. I have to figure out how to attach this. Now, I think I know how. Because there is round clip. I think it only comes in black and gold, though. And that's okay. I wish it wasn't that tall, but I can put another one of these around this. Yep. Bannock figure. Done. Add this to the gallery. Let's see. Raptor's done. Save the gallery. Yes. That's it exactly. I'm sad that I know I was working on it. Campfire, Corruptor, Lancehorn, Shellwalker, Tallneck, Trading Demi Watcher. Maybe I saved it somewhere else. No. No. Excuse me. Nope, that's... Thank you. That's the big one. Yeah, I thought maybe I scrapped it and started over. Sure thought that's what I was going to do. All right, so... Save changes, yes. So these are reasons I need to have part designer so I can do Aloy in a Christmas sweater, Varl in a Christmas sweater. Rost. So these are the figures. Maybe Tirsa doesn't need to be in there, but maybe Zoe does, or Katalo, have a one-armed character in there. That'd be kind of fun. Oh yeah, Cliff, how's the packing going? Do I have a scrapper? Nope, don't have a scrapper. Let's do a scrapper. Scrappers are little dog-like critters, or hyenas, or something like that. Just like this. Their notable design elements are the clawed jaws at the front, the rotary jaws. I can probably get a better picture, a larger picture. By the looks of it, though. Some of these too, like I hate getting all these like concepts. Can I do large? Okay, that's pretty good. So yeah, it's got these rotary things up here now, like its namesake, or yeah, its namesake. Whenever when you're in the game and you beat a bunch of machines, what will happen is generally the scavenger machines will show up and turn them into piles of scrap. And so this is one of them, and a Glinthawk is another one. And there's actually a mission where you have to go get a scrapper part off a scrapper. So you kill a bunch of striders, a bunch of horses, and then go and hide and wait for the scrapper to show up so that you can come get that. So that's pretty fun. It also has these two like sensory components, and I think that's like a laser or plasma cannon on front, but it's not much bigger than Aloy. So here's my version of it. That's my version of it. So it's got the little claws in the front and the, you know, the stuff on the top and everything. So now we got to try to make this small. And that's going to be interesting. So I've never really understood this, but there are times when if you kill a machine, there are times when the part that you need may get ruined if you kill the machine. So there's arrow types where you can knock the part off. Antlers, antennas, some weapons like a Thunderjaw's got these two big disc launchers. You can knock those off and use them against the Thunderjaw, right? And there's a handful of larger machines that have detachable parts that you can use against the machine itself. Which is kind of really the way to go. Like I'd rather fight a Thunderjaw than most any other machines in the game, especially Glinthawks. Glinthawks are, because they fly and they've got odd patterns. They kind of fly like this, and then they kind of go way far away and then dive at you, and then they kind of flutter there a little bit, and then they bob in a way that's really hard to shoot. But Thunderjaw, it's like there's an arrow called a tear arrow, but you hit it, you shoot it, and it does kind of like the seismic charge from Star Wars, makes that kind of noise, and it blows pieces off. Now you can hit it with different arrows and knock it off, but this one kind of does it in one shot. So what I like to do with Thunderjaws is hit them with a bunch of acid arrows, so their metal is corroding and it takes more hits, or if you freeze them, the metal becomes brittle and they take more damage that way. And then you knock their part off that you can use against them, and you shoot at them a bunch and basically take them down, right? There's also in Forbidden West, there's a skill that you can use that's called like braced shot, and it's awesome. Like you kind of kneel down and turn your bow sideways and take this super powerful shot. And most times, like if you've really got them with an element attack against them already, you can almost take things down in one shot. It's joyous. So sometimes, most times when you kill a machine, it'll give you shards, which is like money. If they have a canister on them, sometimes that canister will be part of it. Sometimes it won't. You can knock the canister off and you get blaze or chill water or something like that. But really only quests will say, I need a certain part from this animal, and you have to go find that specific animal. And they say, you can't kill it. You have to knock the part off. Or you just kill it and loot the body and you get the part. So, I mean, it really depends on the quest. But the randomness of the drop once you kill the animal is kind of up to the algorithm. And you can get a skill that you've got several skill levels, and some of them are like you get more from looting a machine. You get more resources. And so in some cases that's more parts, or you get most animals, what you'll get, or most machines, what you'll get randomly are they have a heart, they have a lens, and then sometimes they have a core, and you can use those to trade for shards or trade for other things. Or I don't think you use any of them for crafting. So what I like to do is in the first game, I just hang on to all the hearts and lenses so I can see what I've killed. But you run out of space, so I start selling them. But you don't really need them for anything. Yeah, the arrow types are kind of fun. It can get overwhelming because you can have in your inventory, let's say 12 weapons, but you can only really have 5 in your little wheelhouse. And they can be all different types, and you can change mid-battle. So if you're like, you've got all hunter arrows and sharpshooter arrows, but what you really need is like a sling or a spike thrower for this one thing. There's bows and arrows. There's things called spike throwers, which you throw these really powerful spikes and they can explode. Your arrow types are fire, freeze, acid, shock. And later on you get like plasma. And if you load them up on plasma, after the timer runs down, they kind of explode on their own. There's also something called, it's not still water, but it's water based. Then you have these balls. You have a sling that throws balls of stuff. So like it can be this water that oversaturates them and doesn't allow them to do any element attacks. You've got a sticky thing that keeps them from moving really fast. They've got some that bounce and explode. They've got some that just explode. They've got rope. You can have a rope caster, which you can shoot ropes that then get tied to the ground. So if you're fighting something that flies, if you get a really upgraded one, you can keep it nailed to the ground. So you can just go up and whack at it with your spear, or else keep it in, because when they start flying, they sometimes will appear directly above you and you can't aim up there. Your sight only goes to like 80 degrees. What's another weapon? There's a disc thrower that is one of my favorites, especially because if you sling this disc and it hits them, and depending on what it does, acid or tears a part off, sometimes it'll just linger inside the machine and do a bunch of damage, and then it comes back to you. And if you catch it and then throw it again, it deals more damage. So if you just keep catching it and throwing it back, it deals more and more damage. The problem is you're running and gunning, and so sometimes you can't always catch it. There's trip casters, which you shoot 2 things into the ground and it makes this long line, and they will have fire or blast or electric. So you can shock, like you can shoot them in the ground and then wait for them to come at you and it shocks them. So weapon management can be a little overwhelming, and some bows only have like 3 to 6 arrows, so you've got to be really careful with your usage. You can craft them on the go, but it takes a long time to craft them, and you'll run out of parts to craft them pretty quick. Let's do. I'm not going to make his body as bendable. Although oh man, just need to sneeze all over the place. You could target certain areas of the creature, increase the chance of that item, remember correctly, but it's still, oh yeah. Different creatures drop certain items that you need, but it was so random. Yeah, and that's another thing. You can hunt. There's actual animals in the game too. But probably only, I mean, maybe 20 types of animals. And in game, they have a reason for that, because the subroutine tasked with repopulating the earth. I don't think that happens. Didn't get to all the animals. Just trying to base it off my build here. So there's only like a handful of animals. And they welcome back, Johnny. I know you missed this. Here's this guy. He's all done. Very cool. Light nougat shields. Some new bud pieces. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, so the idea is the subroutine part of the terraforming thing was shut down before it could repopulate all species of animals. So you can see like some bugs and stuff floating around you. And things, but there's also like a handful of mammals and a handful of birds, and you need parts. Well, you need bones and skins and stuff from these animals in order to craft certain things, and that's a random drop. Like you could hunt a pigeon or a crow. It's not a crow. Maybe it is a crow. Pigeon, crow, owl, jay, vulture. And I think that's it. And each one of them will have a different type of meat or a different bone or a feather for the birds. And then the mammals will have skins. And different bones and skins and feathers will be needed for different, like, you expand your pouch size or be able to craft a certain potion or something like that. So you have the ability in the game to kind of to create a job. I want you to move. I should be able to move, no problem. You can say create a job for this, for this upgrade to your weapon. And what it'll do is it'll mark areas on your map that say you can go over here and get the pieces you need for that upgrade. So the problem is you can set them and not be active quests, but you occasionally will run into, like, you shoot an animal and gives you a bone, and then it updates a quest and says, hey, go back to the place where this guy was selling you a bow or this outfit, or go to a workbench and finish your finish this upgrade to your whatever. So it kind of helps you, like, walk through the process of it. I need to get a plate on here and fix this. This got screwed up somehow. And then you have outfits, and different outfits are different levels of good. And you can also upgrade those, and upgrades will give you things like go back to that. Resistance to certain things, fire or electricity or something. So there's a lot, but it's like any other game. It's inventory management and skill management and stuff like that. So that's a lot to take up that little bit of space back there. Arm clip. I thought it would be better up like this. Yeah, that looks good. Like that. Let's do that. Because then I don't have to make a full leg, and these come in black. That's cool. I can leave this in white. I saw that Monster Hunter Wilds just came out. Or is out recently. And I can't forget who was on here. Usually that is like, have you got Monster Hunter yet? No. Lord Fanpen 2050 finished the Lego TIE Interceptor polybag. Did you build it within the bag? Did you do a bag build? I want to try that. We used to do that at conventions. That's a lot of fun. That's cool. I want to see if I can find one of those. Round. Played round. Let's do this instead. And then do a tile clip. Because then I can get this in a yellow. I want it in a yellow. How are you doing today, Load Fan Pen? With the 1 minute we have left in the stream. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. This is this looks like a Boston Dynamics dog right here. I don't know how I'm going to do those front jaws any smaller than that. Like, that's already so small. Yeah, it's fun. There's two events that I like a lot, and you can kind of do them. You don't need like a big room to do them. You can kind of do them anywhere. It's the polybag build and the standing build. The standing builds, usually you can open up a polybag and try to build it, or sometimes it'll be a small set in a box. And if you know what you're doing, you can use the little box as a table. But let's do round plate and I don't even know what to put up there. Make that black. Excuse me. I am dying. But yeah, those two are pretty fun builds to do. And you can kind of do them in a lobby or something. You don't need to go find a room to do it. You can say, meet me over here by the exit to the vendors area, and we're going to do a polybag build or something. I haven't done a blind build yet. I want to do that. I think I would be pretty good at that. This will be dark gray. And so will that. Trying to think of a fun piece to put up here, and I can't think of one. Maybe this is where that tooth needs to go. Yeah. Yeah. Does this come in bright light orange? It does. Cool. Yep, sure do. All right, it's afternoon. I'm slowly dying. I can feel the energy leaving and the congestion's getting worse. So I'm going to call it quits for today. This is Advent Calendar Scrapper. I'm mad at myself for not apparently knowing what I did with the Thunderjaw. I thought it was in here. Maybe I just started over. But I will try to pick up this set by Thursday. And we'll build this on Thursday. And then we'll do a comparison. It's how many pieces? Oh yeah, we could get that done in the 2 hours. And then I'll do a comparison with the mocks, my mocks, and see how they stack up. So I'm sure this is fewer pieces and probably is held together better, but we'll see how it goes. So you guys have a good rest of your day and your what limited weekend time we have left. And I will see you online. I will see you here on Thursday. Take care.